Hello everyone and welcome to this new series here on my channel. My name is Nick and in this series we will learn how to make a good looking menu for our external C# cheats. I will be covering all my secrets I use for making beautiful designs like this and this one. If you follow my series from begin to end, you will obtain all the skills needed to design menus like I do. So without any further ado, let's get straight into the video.
Hard drive loaded up, launch double encoded wood. Zip up all your dreams, compress and right click, watch me open up.
Okay, so in order to make a project, we first have to click on this button here, create a new project. Now you want to click here and make sure C# is selected. In this series I'm going to be using Visual Studio 2019, but you can use 2017 as well. We're going to click here and search for Windows Form app. And I'm going to be picking the .NET framework and click next. Now it's going to ask us to give it a name. I'm just going to call it Tutorial C#. And we're going to pick the latest framework and then hit create. Okay, and we now have a new project with a new form. And the first thing we want to do is organize our project a little bit. And we can do that by right clicking here and clicking add and a new folder. And the reason why we want to make these new folders is because we want to keep things organized. So you want to split like the loader with the actual menu, and maybe you have some side panels you want to split. So I'm gonna be naming one folder loader, and then I'm gonna want to make another one. So click here, right click, click add, new folder, and call this one maybe menu. So then here we have the loader, and then here we're gonna have the menu. So let's first make a loader. And if we look at this form, you can probably tell that it's absolutely ugly, because if we start this one, it's just gonna show up like this, and form 1 here, this icon is absolutely dog shit. It's just not looking good at all. When making menus, you don't really want to use this border around here, so I always just remove it. If you click this form here, you will get all these properties here, and you can change all of them, and it will make changes to this form here. What I'm firstly going to do is find form border style here, and I'm going to set this from sizable to none. It's going to remove that border, and we can now start this one and see that we don't have a border around it anymore. In my opinion, this is way cleaner and you can make way better menus in this way. The next thing I'm going to do is actually resize this one a little bit. Make it a little bit smaller, just like this. Once you are at this point, you want to find yourself some inspiration. And the way I do that normally is just by going to Google and searching like CSGO cheats, Roblox exploits, whatever. So example here, you find this, maybe you like this and you kind of recreate it, but your own style, so you don't actually yoink this menu into your own project. So take it as inspiration, but don't steal it, please don't. But it's also a pretty helpful thing to do is search C# designs, and it's going to give you some ideas as well. Oh, I got one here. This was kind of similar to my Roblox exploit login system, which if I look back at it is absolutely dog shit. So yeah, I'm not going to be using this one. I'm not going to be using any designs here from C# designs. I'm mainly going to focus on finding a good looking menu. I already have something in thought. I kind of like the colors I showed before. So this one, these colors look pretty good. So I think I'm going to be using these colors here. A simple thing to do is by right clicking the picture, copying the picture as well, by opening Paint 3D, making a new project, and then paste it in here. As you can see, we get this pixelated picture now. And if we use brushes and we click this pipette thingy, you can get the color of the menu. And this RGB color is what we're going to need, because you can change the colors here backcolor, which is the background, and forecolor, which is the forecolor, and the forecolor is going to be your text. So if we go to background, we can set this to 24, 24, 24 as example with the prefix, the semicolon. And if you click enter, it's changing the color. Okay, so I'm gonna be picking a nice background color for myself. Okay, and I got myself a background color now. And the first thing we're going to make is, I think, the loader. Because most cheats have a loader. And if you're going to be making a multi-cheat, so a cheat that contains cheats for several games, you want to make a loader where people can select CSGO, Roblox, etc. And this form here is called form1.cs. I'm gonna rename this form1.cs to loader. Click yes. And then drag this loader into the loader filter. Click OK. And it's right now located in here. Okay, so we're now ready to make a nice looking menu. I'm going to make this one a little bit smaller because we don't need that much space for a loader. So you either want to go for a rectangle or maybe a big square. It doesn't really matter. It's just personal preference, but I prefer going with a rectangle like this. This seems to be a right size. Okay, so we're now going to be designing this one. And the first thing I want to be able to do is make buttons with little pictures in there, because a lot of cheats have that. If we go to Google, you'll find out that many cheats have actually pictures in their buttons. If we go, for example, to Never Lose, you'll see it has a crosshair here and then rage bot, a turning arrow, anti-aim, legit bot with a mouse. These icons make your menu a lot cleaner and easier to navigate in. So we want to add these to our cheat. So if we go to Visual Studio, we can right click our project here and click Manage NuGet Packets. And you want to click Browse and then fill in font awesome and then .sharp. And you're gonna want to download fontawesome.sharp by Awesome Incremented and Contributors. And then you can either click here to install it or click here. Just click OK. And as you can see now on the right side, it added some references. Just minimize that and we can exit out of the NuGet tutorial C# here. And a really important thing you want to do now is save your project and rebuild your project, because otherwise your tools are not going to show up here in this list and you may have to restart your Visual Studio, which is only taking time. And as you can see, we are now getting an icon button and an icon picture box. But I'm going to close out of the toolbox. Oh, it disappeared. Whenever your toolbox is disappearing, you just want to click View and then Toolbox. And it will come back here. Okay, so we're going to be designing our menu, our loader. So click Toolbox and search for panel. Drag this panel into your project here, into your form, and search for dock here on the right side in properties here. Search for dock, and I recommend putting it to the left side, because why would you put it on the right side? Make it a little bit smaller. And in this box here, you're going to put your buttons with games, maybe your logo, maybe you want an icon picture box with a name, a expiration date for your key if it's paid. So let's start with adding some icon buttons. Paste that in here, just like so. Make it a little bit bigger maybe. And there we go. You can go for rectangular boxes, you can maybe go for squared boxes. It's personal preference, but I'm going to make these rectangular boxes. I don't know why my panel's getting bigger. That's better. And I'm gonna make them around this size. That's good. Okay, I'm going to change the name of this thing to BTN, which stands for button and then the name. So it's gonna be CSGO. Button CSGO. I recommend doing it this way instead of CSGO because it makes your project look more organized and it's going to be easier to navigate in. So button CSGO for this one. And then change the text as well. Let's find it. Text here and call it CSGO. With the capital O here. Okay, but if we start this project here, you'll see that this doesn't look good at all. This button is ugly, doesn't match with our background. So let's make some changes to this button to make it look good. We want to go to flat style and change it from standard to flat. As you can see, we now have this weird line around it. If you like these lines, go for it, but I don't like them personally. I've used these in the past, I've used them too much and they are not looking good for me anymore. So I just go to flat appearance, border style, and I change this one to 0. What this is doing is it's removing the line around here. And as you can see, it's just looking way better. You can change the color of this as well. I'm going to be picking a blue. Okay, so now that I have my color for the text, I can go to for color and paste in the RGB code for the color. If you wonder how I found this, I just went to paint. I used the tool to find the color by just clicking on it and pasting the color in here. Next up, we're going to add the icon. So let's scroll down till we find this icon character here. Okay, so we're playing CSGO. And CSGO is about weapons and shooting, so we may want to use a icon that is somewhat related to CSGO. So if we go to Opera GX and we go to fontawesome.com/search, as you can see, you can use all of these icons shown here, and there's a lot of this. As you can see, files, film, video, food, fruits, you can use everything. And there is even a search function. So let's search for weapons. Jesus, I can type gun. Okay, CSGO is kind of related to guns, so yeah, let's choose guns. You go to icon char and you click in front of none here or behind it and type G. And now we're going to scroll down until we find gun. Okay, and you may notice that gun is not in between this list here. That means it's premium or it's either not in this version, so we're gonna have to search for something else. Maybe a knife. Okay, I found one bomb here. Maybe this one is in the list. Yeah, and it actually is, so we can use this one. And as you will notice, here in the button, it shows the icon now. Well, it's in black now, so let's change that to blue. But it's now blocking our text. How do we fix this? You can fix this by going to image align and then putting the image all the way to the left. As you can see, it's now here. But personally, I think it's too big right now. So let's go back and then set the size to, let's see, 30, maybe 35. Yeah, I think 35 is alright. Everything between 30 and 35 seems good. Maybe you also want to change the font of your button. You can also do that here. Font, and then click these 3 dots here and set it to whatever you want. I'm going for Comforta and then maybe size 9. Okay, so this looks pretty clean to me already. I'm going to drag this one a little bit down because we want to have our logo here. Just copy this one and then paste it here. You can copy by doing Ctrl+C, Ctrl+V. That works pretty much. And then make sure these are aligned. Cool. Okay, let's add another game. Maybe we want Roblox, for example. Call it Roblox. BTN Roblox for the name. And then for text, which is somewhere down here. Or maybe up here. Yeah, up here. Roblox. And for Roblox we have cubes because blocks, you know. So I'm going for an cube icon. And yes, we have cubes. And yeah, there we go. We have CSGO now, Roblox, maybe we want another one. Maybe Sea of Thieves or GTA. Align it again. I am going for Sea of Thieves, maybe. No, that's too long. Yeah, we can do SOT, but I don't like SOT. We're just going for GTA 5 here. If it doesn't fit, I recommend you make your menu a little bit bigger. But I'm just going for GTA, and GTA, let's see. Do car maybe. Grand Theft Auto, so yeah, car. Or maybe Thief. Let's see what if there's something like Thief. Car. No, we're just going for car. Search for the icon here. Make sure you change the name please to button GTA. And then set the icon, which is over here. Car. Alright, so we have 3 games now here. And they all look pretty good. It's now timed, I guess, for our logo. If you make your logo in Photoshop, then I recommend you use a picture box. You would just want to drag it in here and then click this arrow here. Choose the image and then you can import an image from your PC. I'm not going to be using a logo because I don't have one for this video, so I'm just going to use a label, and the label is equals to a text. So here, and let's find a name for our cheat. Okay, I'm going to be calling my cheat hydrogen. Maybe like that. Yeah, with the capital N looks pretty fun. Okay, I'm going to make this one the font. I'm going to make the font Comforta, and I'm going to make the size 12. Okay, then we're gonna set the color, which I don't have. I have to copy it here. The color here, and set the color. Okay, 12 looks a little bit too small. That's better. To the logo, I'm going to add a small 2 because the H2 molecules has 2 H atoms here in one molecule, so I'm gonna add the 2. I'm gonna do that by clicking Alt and then 253. As you can see, it's adding this 2 here. Let's move it a little bit to align it perfectly in the middle. That seems to be alright, like that. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to make a rounded picture box. If you want to make a rounded picture box, I first recommend to make a new filter and call them classes. And then right click the filter, click add, new item, and then click wherever it is, class here, and call it rounded picture box. Here. Rounded picture box.cs and click add. Alright, so we're now ready to code our rounded picture box. So the first thing you want to do is type using system.windows.forms, and you want to use system.drawing.drawing2D. Okay, we're now ready to code. Make this class a public class and then add picture box. Okay, so in between these curly brackets here, graphics path, come on, and then gr path. You can name this whatever you want. I'm just gonna call it gr path, and then is equals to new graphics path, and then end with a class and semicolon. Actually, I forgot to add the protected override void, and then on paint, like that. And then above here we put this one here. Don't forget the semicolon here. Then gr path dot add ellipse 0 0 client. Jesus, I can't type, sorry. size, and then dot width. And we have client side. Clients, Jesus, sorry. Dot height. We want to end with a semicolon. And then the last line of code is going to be this dot region is equals to new, and then system dot drawing dot region, and then gr path. Alright, so we have our function here, and it's pretty much already done. So just save it here. And now if we go to toolbox and we go to rounded, sorry, we forgot to save it and rebuild the solution. Rounded picture box here, you can drag it in here. Alright, let's make it like 35 by 35. Maybe it's a little bit small, maybe 40. It's maybe a little bit better. You can pick a whatever picture you want actually. So choose image, local resource, import, and then you can just pick your image here, click OK, and then you want it to stretch the image. And as you can see, we now have a nice profile picture. Okay, let's actually give this one a name. So PTB and then profile. Jesus, profile. Picture box profile here. Okay, I'm gonna add another label here actually. I'm gonna make this one a little bit smaller. That's maybe a little bit. Yeah, that's alright, I think. Let's call it QcK. Yeah, that's a little bit too big. I'm gonna change the size here to maybe 10 here. Yeah, that's better. And then what I normally do is I just say for this label here, there's the text here, build and then beta or something. It doesn't really matter what you put here, or maybe status undetected. I'm just going for undetected here, and then make this one small. And I'm gonna make the color a little bit lighter. Yeah, I think this is reasonable here. So yeah, account name undetected. So let's give these the name to make it more organized. Label, which is LBL, and then name. And then we have label status. Let's see if we named this one as well. Yep. Okay. So we now have pretty much done the left side here. Except I did not give this one a name, I guess. Yeah, label 1, call it label logo. And now it's all well organized. Let's change the panel as well, panel, and then selection here. Alright, and then we have the main thing here. So we're gonna add another panel. And here I'm going to add the descriptions about the game. For example, here if we go to never lose loader, what you'll notice that here never lose, they have a description and a subscription info, and I think that what they did here is really neat. It's something I do in all my cheats as well now. So if we go to Visual Studio again, we're going to dock this one in the middle, because here is where we want our descriptions. So just click here, give it the name panel, description, and then I'm going to dock this one in the middle. If I can find dock here, put it in the middle. As you can see, it's filling up our remainder of the project here. Firstly, I'm going to change this one from 27 to 37, 37, and 37. It gives us a little bit of a lighter color here. So if we start the project here, okay, it's maybe a little bit too light, so let's make it a little bit darker, 35, 35, 35. Still too light, 30, 30, 30, maybe. Oh. That seems to be alright. Yeah, I like this one here. Alright. Right click, you're gonna click the panel now and then right click, select loader to select the form instead of the panel. And I'm going to scroll down until I find start position and put it to center screen. So now it'll be on our center screen when it loads up. So this is what we've got for now. In the next video, I'm going to be teaching you how to create a child form, which will help you with getting forms into this panel. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.